Right. I bet you thought I'd forgotten about this one. Well, there it is. It's come on a little bit further, but there was a lot of filling, sanding, and I kind of got fed up with it. Remembered why I'd stopped building it in the first place originally, but I persevered, got it to this stage, and touch wood, we are going to get the cockpit on and get some primer on. So, roll credits. Okay then, let's put that where you can see it. There we go. So the pilot can now go back in. So he's back, that's good. And then the canopy, which has just been dipped in a bit of clear, that can be put on. With my nope, wrong one. Canopy fixing adhesive of choice, good old PVA. Let's go. I can afford to put a real big splosh of this on, because it does dry clear. And it will also give us a bit of help with any sort of gap filling, should there be, as I suspect. Nothing else really fitted too well. Always, I mean, a lot of those tail planes and that the joints, it was the ends of the tail planes was the detail was just soft. I've had to give him a bit of a carve to get them looking like anything. I've had to, cobblers. What's going on for that? As I say, not to worry, this will all dry. Pretty much invisible. On the downside of this, it isn't massively sticky at first. So, as you can see, I'm trying to get it in position. And then I should really leave it if I'm honest, but see, you've only got to even look at it and it moves. Let's get some. And also it does shrink a little bit as it dries, so I don't need to worry too much about these great big kind of lumps of the stuff. as you can see, it's smeared slightly inside the inside edge, but that once that dries, that will all have gone, he says. So I'm going to leave that to fully dry. Close it up there. There we go. Here's Victor in his MiG-25. Then I can get that. There's a bit of a gap there, isn't there? I just noticed. Yep, and then once this is fully dry, I shall get the cockpit masked up. And then I shall show you what I'm going to use to prime it, which may surprise you. So I've got the canopy mast. It was another one that was basically a Fox's Glacier Mint. It was just completely smooth, no framing or anything. I've kind of put what I think should be wear, masked it up the best I could. I'm going to prime it, see what it looks like, maybe touch it up. At this point I'm not going to go, you know, it's, the kit is what it is. There's no point trying to make it super accurate, because I'm just not going to. It will eventually look like a MiG-25 then, which is fine, which is nice. So I'm going to come on to the priming. What priming am I going to use? Magic primer. So what is that? Let me put it where you can see it. It's actually, and you may have heard me banging on about the fact that I am in real life a painter and decorator. So just put that there a sec. A few weeks back I did a job. It was one railing on a balcony. It just needed tidying up. The landlord was going to sell the place. He just needed, it was a little bit rusty, just needed tidying up, didn't even need finishing. So what I decided to do, get some metallic-y grey undercoat, clean it down, give it a couple of coats of this. And you can probably tell by the way I'm holding this, I've literally used 5 brushfuls to do what I had to do on the job. So I've got a good old litre of nice sort of light grey undercoat. Now what could I use that for as well? Well, I'll give you 3 guesses. I know people use dedicated primers for model kits, which is fine. They may be a little more better than what that is, but that will do. And that litre, what was it? What would it be? It's probably about £10–12. But if you imagine, you get these model primers and that, and it's about a 5 for something the size of that. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. That's never going to be used again, to be fair, because that house will be sold and I won't be going back to finish anything on that banister, and that's the end of that. So, long story short, got myself an old bottle there of, what was this? Mr. Metal, I think. Decanted some of the undercoat out of that tin into this, because it's a lot less awkward to use out of one of these. I'm going to get that fin down a little bit more because I haven't really touched it. Get the MIG done. Also, while I'm about it, this will be sprayed in primer. and this before I fully assemble it. So the reason there's not been a lot of action from me over the last week or so is because I've got 3 projects coming up to primer, and I thought, you know what, I might as well do them all together. So I've had to kind of wait until the last one caught up, which was this. Obviously, if you look at that B17, I've masked it, done a little more work on the gaps here and there. Oh, nah, look at that. Look at that. You can't see. I just whack that. There you go. There like that. And because I replaced all those guns with metal tubing, fine, no problem. Were they the plastic jobs, that would have been 2 broken tail guns. I ought to do that a lot more. So I'll get this stuff made up, get it into the airbrush, get ready to go, and I'll get right back to you. Right, we're ready to kick off with the spraying of the primer. So I've thinned it down a little bit with just some ordinary white spirits, turpentine substitute, a little bit of that to start to thin it down, and then a few drops of this in, which will help it dry quicker. So the airbrush is all charged up, and away we go. Right, that's the underside done. Need to charge up the airbrush again, so I'll just get the rest of it done and come back to you. But even in that, now it's allocated that primer on. Now it's not looking too bad, if I'm going to be honest. There's maybe hope for this chunk of plastic. Right. So I'll charge up the airbrush and get that done. And don't forget, if you are enjoying this nonsense, why don't you do me a favour and drop me a like and subscribe. It's completely free. It helps the channel out, helps me out, and lets me keep doing this sort of thing. And on that note, if you have subscribed, if you are going to subscribe, I thank you very much for it. Right, it's 24 hours later, pretty much. This is completely bone dry, and the primer has revealed a few issues. Now you may recall me talking about how soft the detail of like the ends of the wings and these fins and the fuselage, and that's really apparent now in these wing to fuselage joints. There's no straight lines. see that there, that needs sorting out. But I'm not going to go crazy with this. I'm going to make it look acceptable. And the problem is this one's completely different, if you see what I mean. So I've got two. You see there's a big dent there, big trench, and it comes out, and then this fuselage is just a vague wavy line. The tails aren't too bad, if I'm going to be completely honest, so I need to get something done with that. I've also got a bit of a crack there, not bothered about that. The cockpit, where the cockpit fits, that that line there, that's part of the fuselage. That's made of the actual clear part, but that part is meant to, that part of the fuselage coming forward to the actual cockpit. And I said that line needs sorting out. Now let's just move you up a wee bit. Some of the scribe panel, I don't know if you can quite catch those though. Some of the scribe panel lines need a bit of a rework. I mean there's your I'm not going to go crazy with this now. You see that there, if it I'll zoom in. There we go. You see that's an absolute mess when you get right into it. But it is what it is. It's the kit is a cheap knockoff basically of an Asagawa kit. But then again, if your Asagawa kit is like this, you'd hope it were a lot crisper. So I'm going to leave this video from here. I'm going to sort this out, get some more sorting out. It's more filling and sanding, hooray, but it's moving on, and it kind of does look like a MiG-25, sort of, if you squint, and if the camera helpfully goes out of focus again. But yep, there we go. So that's this moved on, and onwards and upwards. It should look a little bit better the next time you see it.